Okay, so this video I'm going to unbox the monitor that I got for my new Mac. So I paid about $800 for this monitor, and it's the 24-inch MD4KL, so it's the 4K. And we're going to get it open and see what we got here. So let's take a look. This is made by LG. So as you can see, this is what it looks like in the box. So just pull that out. So let's see, let's just tear this open. This is the monitor that they recommended when I bought the Mac. I don't have the Mac yet. It's the Mini with the M1 chip. But this is the monitor that I recommended to go with it. You could of course choose anything, but I figured I would choose the one that Apple recommended. Hoping that that is a good choice. Like I said, I paid about $800 for it and searched online, and I couldn't find a better price anywhere else, so I just went ahead and went with Apple on this. So we got a box here that we'll get to in just a minute, but let's pull the monitor out. Make sure that I don't drop it. It's really heavy. Well, not really heavy, but heavier than what I'm used to. Don't know if that's the base or just the entire unit. So it's not as big as I thought it would be, but I think they're saying 24 end to end is my guess. I think it's I can't tell if that's a wide screen, but you can obviously see I'm more accustomed to a taller screen and about that width. So this is the first time I've had a screen that's not as tall, but as wide. So let's get this off of here. It looks good, no defects. There's a little dot in the top here. I'm guessing that's for the light sensitivity modes. Let's see what the back looks like after I take this plate off. The protective covering off the plate. I'm not sure if the specs are listed right here showing the weight, but it is quite heavy. So that's what the front looks like. Let's take a look at the back panel, or underneath, see if any of the ports are underneath. This looks like vents underneath. So just got 4, 4, 4, and 4. So not ports there. So here we go in the back. We've got our IEC inlet, and we've got 6 that looks like USB Type-C. At least this appears to be over here, 3. And then there's 2 of them with a different icon there. I'm not sure what that is, but the connector looks to be exactly the same. So maybe that's for power. Maybe one of these is for power and the other one is to power some device. And then these are your USB connectors. I'm not entirely sure. But it looks like this looks like it's the release. Yeah, and it is. So I can release it. I've never done this before, so there we go. So I'm going to set this flat. And you can see this is what the stand looks like. It's spring loaded, so when I push down, it lifts up So just the weight of it, it's balanced, it seems like, so just that the weight of it is what will adjust it up and down. So that's just the VESA cover for this. So let me go ahead and put it back on, but before I put it back on, I'll show you the back of the unit. This is what it looks like. So nothing much to see here. There's obviously nothing back here, but this is your slider to put the unit on the stand. Let's see if there's a manufacturing date. Yeah, September 2020. So manufactured just a few months ago. So to get it back on the stand, I'm going to that might not be the best way to do it. I think what I want to do is lay it flat, making sure that there's nothing underneath there. There's a fan back here. I did notice that. So that's the cooling fan for the unit. And I think to do this, I would just click it in like that. Make sure that it's locked, and it is, and then bring it up like this. So there we go. And the height adjustment, like I said, they've balanced this just right to where you don't need to screw anything or unscrew anything or loosen anything. It's just up or down with a slight touch. So that's a really nice touch. And the swivel is pretty good there. Imagine there's left to right. Actually, there's no left to right. That's interesting. So up and down is all you get. So I guess if you wanted to turn it left or right, you would move the base. So let's see what's in the accessory box. This is just showing what's in the box. Okay, it can be swiveled like this. You can adjust the horizontal level, and I'm guessing you could probably turn it 90 degrees, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know that I'll ever use it in that mode. So let's see. They're saying we need to use the cables that comes with it. This is another plate. Maybe this is the vertical plate, I'm not sure. Or, yeah, this might be the one, maybe this is the one that, I'm not sure what this is, but just another plate there. Have to look into what that's all about. Power cable. And Thunderbolt USB-C is what we were looking at before. This type of IEC is kind of similar to what you see on the older like G4s and G5s back in the day. You know, this isn't made by Apple, but it's similar to what you would see. I'll see if this is long enough that I can plug it in and we can actually see what we get on the screen when we plug it in. And then we've got USB-C for iPad Pro or something like that, or a MacBook. And then we've got Thunderbolt 3 USB-C for the MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, Mac Mini, iMac, and iMac Pro. So I've got the Mac Mini with the M1 chip coming soon. So I'll do a video of connecting this so you can see what that looks like. Now let's see if we can plug in the power and see what we see on the screen. Bring this a little bit closer. All right, it's plugged in. There's no power button anywhere, so I'm assuming this doesn't do anything until something is plugged into it. That sure seems to be the case. Now I do have a MacBook Pro, which I will plug in to see if we can get something on the screen. So let me hook that up. Okay, so I'm going to plug my MacBook Pro into the unit and just see if it comes on automatically. So I'm going to plug it into one of the ports that's marked USB, not the one that's marked power. Let's see what we get. So far we're getting nothing. Okay, so the outlet is definitely good. The monitor is definitely plugged in and powered on, or at least plugged in. So I'm not sure why I'm not getting anything here. I'm going to check display settings and system preferences. Maybe there's something I need to do there. Yeah, I don't even see this display showing up here, so I'm not sure what the deal is. Okay, maybe I'm using the wrong cable. That's what I don't like. If that's the case, I don't like that because it can be very confusing which cable you're supposed to use. Are you supposed to use the Thunderbolt 3 USB-C? Or are you supposed to use the USB-C? And I'm starting to think I'm supposed to use USB-C. They both look exactly the same. There's a slight difference on the coating inside. So if this works, I'll show you the difference between the cable. And the only way that I would know the difference is by keeping it in the right bag or knowing which one is which. So what I'm about to hook up here is the USB-C cable, which they say is for the MacBook and the iPad Pro. So let's try this. And I'm plugging this into the, what I think is the USB-C location. And I'm getting nothing. Nothing so far. This MacBook Pro has the built-in Retina display. I've also heard that some ports behave differently than others, so... Okay, so that made a difference. Oh, that was powering. Okay, that is actually power. So now I'm powering my MacBook Pro with this... There we go. Okay, now we're getting something on the screen here. So I'm using the USB-C cable, and I finally have something on the screen here. So, in order to hook up a MacBook Pro, you don't want to use this cable right here, Thunderbolt 3 USB-C, even though it says MacBook Pro on it. The only thing I can think there is I've got it plugged into one of the wrong ports on here. So I'm not really sure what that is. I'm going to have to look into it, but there is a difference between these cables despite the fact that they look exactly the same. So I'll show you that. This cable is the one that's plugged into the laptop, and this is the one that I tried to use initially that didn't work. So I'm going to bring them real close so you can see the difference there. The one on the right hand side has this white coating on the inside. And again, the one on the right hand side is the one I'm currently using, and that's the one that works. The one on the left hand side doesn't have that coating, and that cable did not work with my MacBook Pro. So if I plug the one with the white coating on it into the power port in the back, it works, or it will work. And you just give it a moment. So there it is. And there aren't any adjustments or anything on here, you know, brightness, all that kind of stuff. You don't do that on here. You do it all inside the unit. And covering the port on the top, that's adjusting the brightness for the room brightness. If you let go, you can see that it brightens up. So anyway, that's my quick unboxing video of the LG UltraFine display, This is the 24-inch MD 4K display. It's about $800. I purchased it from apple.com. And I think the next video I'm going to do is when I get my Mac Mini with the M1 chip, I'll hook it up to this and show you what that's all about. So thanks for watching.